Hey guys, Nate V's here. Thought I'd show you guys how to properly clean a Glock semi-automatic handgun. This is a Gen 17, Gen 4, which is a 9x19, one of the many. And we're going to disassemble it, pull it apart. First thing, no ammo around. We're going to check it, clear it, make sure it's completely clear. Pull the firing pin in a safe direction. And what I did here is a little trick. I go from a shooting pistol grip stance to take my hand and I rotate it up over, use two fingers to pull back, and then use my other hand to pull the slide release lever down. Let my hand go forward and the slide comes completely off. From there we've got the frame and the upper slide receiver, or as some people call it, the lower receiver and the upper. Easiest way to tear this apart is to take it, push just a little and pull out. And then the same here with the barrel, push just a little bit and pull out. You can use gloves if you so choose, or you can use bare hands. What I've got here is I've got a brush, barrel brush, a soft brush. This guy here, I'm going to stick a little bit of one of these cleaning pads through to clean them out after I use this guy to force one way and then force back in the other way through the barrel. And I've got some extra patches. I'm not going to go into the full disassembly. If you want to see the full disassembly, look at my Glock trigger job. You'll see disassembly of everything excluding the magazine release and magazine catch, which is actually really simple. But you can see that in another video. Or if you want to see it, please just make a comment and request. So let's begin here. We've got the powder blast. I'm going to use the straw, and I'm actually going to also move these a little bit and use the rag here. What I'm spraying right now is going to be right in here, and that's where your trigger assembly and everything meets, trigger housing. So we want to kind of clean that up because that's where you're going to have the most dirt. Run through the channels and the grooves and all that good stuff. I use the little corner of the towel, the thicker part, to kind of get into the grooves, as well as on the firing pin extractor plunger here. And it works out pretty well. What else also helps out here, if you wanted to, is you could use a couple little Q-tips to help get into the grooves. I hope you guys can see that. If not, we'll take a look at it and try and get a better shot. I'm going to spray it again. This time use right here this little pad, get down in here, use my finger to get into where the bullet actually goes into the slide, and the extractor will actually grab the rim of the case. Even though this is a center fire pistol, the bullet does still grab the rim to extract the casing after the shell's been expended. So I'll clean that, do a little bit of clean here because there is some metal wear here from the slide action going back and forth across the barrel. But that's pretty much all we're going to do on that. Next thing I like to do is spray a little bit of the outside of the barrel, clean that, use that same cloth or wipe or pad or whatever you so choose, and clean the outside of the barrel, including the sides that are exposed and the little lip here, and then the feed ramp for the bullet and the chamber feed ramp. And if you take a look here, you can see down in here, you can see some of the dirt around the residue inside here. Trying to get a good look for you. But yeah, so you just kind of want to see that, do that. And then I'm going to spray just a little bit in here, trying to hold it level, and send the rough rod through here a couple times. And because it's rifled, you don't want to mess anything with the rifles, so do a little bit of a twist here, let it twist, And that should get most of that out. Take a look down, make sure there's no hard deposits left or anything like that, and you should be good. So I'm going to switch that out here. I'm going to take this pad that I've used, fold it up a little bit to fit it into my next jig, my cleaning jig, and I send it about halfway through. Now this one will spray here a little bit, send it on here, and then this guy I like to send back down through the barrel, and I twist it extra to make sure that he goes in. And you can see as I'm twisting it, it kind of helps it go in and out. Then you pull back through, and it just kind of gives a nice clean polish on the inside. So that should be good, and that pad's going to be done for me. We're going to switch over here to the soft pad, this guy here, and we're going to run him down once or twice. I don't get these wet because they're more of a last stage, last dry, so I let them kind of do their thing and dry that off, and we're good there. And then I also kind of run him along the lips here, make sure that my surfaces are dry. You can use lithium grease on some of this stuff if you want to. There's a bunch of different options. The products I use you don't have to use if you don't want to. You can use different products. There's many good products out there. This is just what I had, what I found available that works best for me and my preferences. So we'll move on to the frame. So my frame's going to be pretty clean to begin with because I just installed some new parts on it not too long ago in my previous video, the Glock trigger job. I'll go ahead and attach a link for that to you guys, so if you want to see what I did, you can see what I did. Pretty much the parts that stayed are going to be the locking block, the slide lock lever, and then the magazine catch, and then the original trigger bar and trigger itself. I didn't change that, but I did dig into here and I changed this plastic piece you see here, as well as the spring and the housing inside of here. I also changed my slide lock lever to an extended one. I don't know if you can see that all that well, but it sticks out just a little bit further than normal so that it will be easier to manipulate with your thumb or your finger. So we're going to go ahead and just clean that off a little bit. Again, with the powder blast right here, and this guy, I'll just take a quick little shot right there. I don't want to get into the back here with a shot like that because there's really nothing dirty in there. It's new parts. But we'll get in here and we'll kind of clean the rails off a little bit and get some of this cleaned up nicely. And get down into this locking block, and I'm just folding it and stuffing it in there, pushing it in, pulling it out. You know, you can kind of tell the difference. This pad's not really that dirty compared to the last one where the barrel is, and most often it doesn't get that dirty. You can always push this bar forward, which is part of your trigger bar, get in here on some of the trigger bar underneath the lip, and that's good. The trigger will always just kind of disassemble, or not disassemble, but move back. So you're good there. But that's pretty much the cleaning aspect of it. On these, I like to use my ram oil, and there's a few spots that you'll need to hit. Biggest spot that I hit is kind of the moving parts here. This part slides up. There's some parts to move around. And then also the locking block, because you do get some movement here. So the locking block actually kind of fits and holds in here. That's how it looks. The barrel just sits in here. The back part of the barrel sits within the locking block. And then when you pull down on this, it allows you to slide this forward out completely. The spring will sit underneath, and it sits in here like so with the barrel right here. So that's kind of how it sits. You can kind of get an estimate right there of how much extra slide sticks out past the frame. Actually, it's a little bit back here. It's like this. Sorry. Because the magazine needs to feed up through, and that's pretty good. So it works out pretty nice. Rim oil on the slide, you want to hit in here, get some lubrication inside of here, hit there, and a little dab there. And then I also just kind of use my finger, hit the top and the barrel, and wipe it around with my finger. Make sure it's evenly dispersed. Hit the sides, hit the sides. I don't ever hit the bottom. There's really no need for the bottom. Hit down here in the chamber, rub it around, and that works out pretty good. This is the lubrication, so if it's a little wet, it's a little wet. It's not too bad. But yeah, so that's pretty much how we're going to clean that. We're going to go ahead and reassemble this gun. We're going to stick this barrel in first, then the magazine slide, or not the magazine, but the spring, recoil spring in. We're going to move that out of the way. We're going to make sure that that's good, and we're going to slide this in here. Okay, we've got that slid in. I'm going to just clean some of that lubrication off my fingers. There's some lubrication on the slide from my handling it, so I'm going to just kind of clean that off with this towel. Just get it to where it's more uniform coloring all the way around, and we should be good. And then I always just kind of wrap it a couple times to get that lubrication in throughout, and you're pretty much good there. So pretty simple, easy, quick cleaning. Not too much to it. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. If you have any questions, please comment below. And we look forward to doing this again.